This is a Fox News alert. Thank you all so much for watching Smith Tonight. Today is December 2nd, 2010. Thank you all so much for watching the Fox News channel. Wake up, America, indeed. Thank you all so much for watching Smith this evening. We do appreciate your viewership. This is our first day in our brand new studio. Studio J, here live from Avenue of the Americas, 1211 here in New York. This is going to be one of our headquarter bureaus here at the Fox News channel. But welcome back from a very, very great Xavier Crosby episode there, but I really can't say it any better than what he did. I mean, America needs to wake up. I mean, this whole gay marriage thing is a sideshow. It is not the main focus. It should not be the main focus, but we're going to get into that as well with some of the people that we have on tonight. So thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate your viewership this evening on Smith. Let's go ahead and get into my talking points this evening, but first let's start off with this Fox News alert, and that is, again, LGBTQ, same-sex marriage efforts are ramping up in America after the Senate is expected to take a vote on legalization very soon. I know bills are being passed, things are happening in Congress regarding this, but, I mean, America, we cannot allow these Democrats to take the focus off of the objects at hand. We're going to continue to say this, folks. The objects at hand needs to be fixing the economy, getting auto back on track. I mean, these people, I mean, I'm not sure if you heard what these people were saying. These people think that they can connect to you because they're from Baltimore. They're from here. And Ellen Ventura is proud that she's had 11 years in Congress. I don't think that matters at all. I mean, these people think that they can relate to you because they're from Baltimore. They have all these years in Congress. I mean, these are just typical hypocritical people. These people are just absolutely stupid. But I want to hear what you all think as well. During the middle of the show, we're going to talk to you all, the viewers. We're going to hear what you all think. But join me right now for my alert, talking about this whole LGBTQ marriage issue, is Brian Kilmeade, co-host of Fox and Friends with me and my wonderful sister Rachel Smith on Fox and Friends in the morning. Catch us there. Brian, how are you?
Great, Michael. How are you?
Doing great. So, what are your thoughts LGBTQ same-sex marriage? I mean, this is the distraction. The distraction is from the main objects at hand. The inflation is rising. National debt is insane. I mean, they care about this more than working people losing their jobs. They're on the street. They're homeless. They don't know when their next meal is coming. I mean, do you think the president cares about that?
Michael, genuinely, it's just a matter of priorities. I mean, we have definitely much more priorities, on hand than a bill to propose, same-sex marriage. I mean, you know, it it comes with Americans' interest. Americans' interest right now at this moment. It's not geared towards same-sex marriage. I'm just sorry to tell you. The polls show it.
Yeah. Americans don't want it, right? Continue, I'm sorry.
But honestly, I mean, like it's not so much about we're not anti LGBTQ, whatever it is. We could care less, honestly. Me personally, like I could care less, like what rights they want. Like, I mean, we'll give it to them, but right now we have priorities. Like, it's just a matter of putting more important things first at the end of the day. But that's you can go ahead.
And I think these alphabet losers are taking over what I mean. This it's just ridiculous that these LGBTQ people are getting more attention. They are a minority in this country. I'm sorry about that. They are a minority in this country. They don't even make up a huge percentage of this country, and they're getting more attention than average working American people. And it's just sad. I mean, Obama doesn't seem to care about the economy. He doesn't care about inflation. They don't seem to be drafting a plan to fight national debt. I mean, it's just really insane. They want to attack the Fox News channel. Politicians want to attack us for asking genuine questions to them, and that is absolutely sad. And Brian, what are your thoughts on just the inflation going up, the economy? I mean, do you think Obama is drafting a plan?
Well, honestly, Michael, at this moment, I haven't seen much action from the White House in terms of setting our economy on the right track. I mean, everything's been geared toward this. Honestly, just this cultural bill. I mean, it's for culture. That's the reality of culture politics now. It runs the country over more important issues at the moment, and it's just something that's very dangerous for the American people.
dangerous for the American people. Absolutely. So, I mean, let's talk about something else, right? I mean, I mean, we're going to lose auto brands. I mean, inflation's rising. I mean, things like that. I mean, what do you think the president should do to try to get the economy back on the mend?
Genuinely, I think he should honestly just inquire with his cabinet. Come up with ways to finally propose means to finally put an end to this economic drop, and hopefully we can just pick everything back up. I mean, it comes with cooperation with bipartisan cooperation, and overall it should just be a united effort to rid of this economic downfall, honestly.
Definitely. Well, I definitely agree with everything that you said there, and we thank you for coming on. We definitely agree with your insight and everything that's been going on. But you can catch Brian Kilmeade with me and Rachel Smith on Fox and Friends weekday morning. Thanks so much for joining me, Brian.
Thank you, Michael.
No problem. All right, let's continue talking here on Fox and Friends. We appreciate all. I'm calling Fox and Friends. Thanks to continue talking here on Smith. So I want to hear what you all are saying in the audience. I want to hear what your thoughts are. So if you want to come on in the chat during our opening thoughts here on the show, just go ahead and raise your hand and you can come on. But you can raise your hand and you can discuss what you would like. I know Alex has been trying to get on for a while. And the thing that I like about Alex is that every time Xavier Crosby said he likes to talk smack about Xavier and Fox and me, but every time he comes up, he has nothing to say. His mic is broken. I don't know what's going on. But let's go ahead and have Alex Taylor on right now. Let's see what he has to say. Now, I think his mic is working now. I just invited him to speak. Okay, Taylor, okay, can you hear me now? Are you there? Okay. All right. We can't hear you. Okay, so we can't hear you. I think he's having some mic problems. I think. Yeah, he's having some mic issues. So let us know when that's been fixed. All right, anyone else that wants to come on and share their opinion? Because, I mean, it just really, I mean, we want to hear what you all the viewers are saying. We want to hear how you all think and, things of that nature. Because, this is your show. This is your channel. I mean, the thing is, I mean, these liberals, they don't care about the economy. They don't care about you. They don't care about how they can flex your dollar. I'm sorry. They don't care about you and your family. How you're gonna get your next meal. I mean, the Democrats like to play this what if game about, what if this and what if that. I mean, we don't like to play this what if game. I forgot what her name was last night. Listen. I mean, Democrats, the head of their party. I mean, they want to play the what if game. Sidney Windsor. He wanted to play the what if game. I mean, this single struggling mother. I mean, I understand that, but we can't always play the what if game. We're talking about real Americans that are having. I mean, it's just we have to give these people hard questions. We have to give these people, we really have to stop the tax raises. We have to stop the thing that's going on in America because a lot of bad things that's going on in America. So anyone that has their hand raised that wants to come on can come on. Let's see if I can pull a Republican. I know we don't have that many people on for the chat because I know a lot of people are getting ready for a day tomorrow. But let's see, who do we have on? Okay, President Foxworth. All right, President Foxworth, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. How are you, Michael?
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. So I want to talk to you about the LGBTQ situation, the same-sex marriage situation. What are your thoughts on all of that, and how do you feel?
Well, personally, I don't agree with same-sex marriage. In 2001, before I was inaugurated as the 43rd president, I and colleagues in the Senate, the Republican caucus, and some members of the Democrats, we shot the bill down. The bill was mainly pushed by Senator Clementine Goldstein,
Right.
and it was at the time under my, time as president-elect, it was a bipartisan, issue. We did not support it, and I continue to not support it,
Right.
I think that marriage should be very traditional. It should stay traditional, I think it should stay between a man and a woman.
Right. And I think it should be between a man and a woman because, I mean, America was founded on Christian values, right? I mean, I think America, if we go down this path, we're losing our morals and values. I mean, as time goes on, our morals and values are continually to go down the drain, time and time again. It's just going down the drain, right? So, I mean, I do understand what you're saying. You know, many people believe that we weren't founded on Christian values or whatever. That's just, you know, the Democrats' spiel. But what I'm saying is we were founded on Quakers, Puritans, people that came here on Christian values to escape was persecution, that wanted to, you know, create this land. Now, if we were founded on Christian values, I mean, we're just leaving, our moral compass is leaving America. And that's so much of the reason why I feel that I don't support it, is because the moral compass in America is leaving every day. And many Americans just don't support it. I mean, they just do not support this. And the fact that it's the number one thing that's being pushed in the House right now is just absolutely insane. When many Americans do not support this, I could pull multiple polls, 2 polls, probably even more than that, of people that just do not support this. And it's the number one thing that's being pushed in Congress right now. So, I mean, in your opinion, I mean, do you think that Congress is even trying to put together a plan to try to stop to try to get Wall Street back on the mend, to try to get the economy back on track, to get people back on jobs? I mean, do you think they're even doing anything? Because they seem like they're just twiddling their thumbs at their desk, writing this alphabet soup crap of a bill that they're writing. I mean, what are they doing?
Well, Michael, I absolutely hope they are working on something, with the economy. Before I left office, I continued pushing the ethanol tax to, encourage its use as an alternative source of fuel. We could be working on stuff like that. President Obama, he can continue some things that I left off in 2009.
Yeah.
I don't think that gay marriage should be our priority in the government. I think that we could be working on other stuff right now, and that's one of the reasons why I shot it down in 2001.
Right. And I think that's absolutely what, I mean, the thing is, I could honestly care less what rights they have, because bottom line is, it is not a number one priority right now. We need to be worrying about getting our country back on track. We shouldn't even need to be caring about all this stuff. We need to be worrying about getting people good paying, hard-working jobs instead of worrying about all this crap. I mean, this is just pure crap that Democrats are pushing in this country, and it's just really sad what they're doing in this country right now. But I mean, in how they dog the media for even asking them any questions. They dog the media, they dog me, they dog Xavier, they dog any of our correspondents for even exposing their little white lies. And these people act like, and I mean, you all know this too well, being a politician, they want to act like they can relate to you. They act like they care about you when they actually don't. They have a rock in their other hand. They're shaking your hand, but they have a knife in their back pocket. The bottom line is these people want to act like that they relate to you, or they're from here, they're there, because they're from Baltimore, they're from Maryland, or they're from here, they're from there. When more of the constituents from that state do not support gay marriage, or because they're power hungry, they care about power. I mean, Ella Wintour said this is her 11th year in Congress. I don't care. What can you do for the American people? I mean, this is sad. I mean, this is just political theater at its best. I mean, what do you think?
Bragging about being in Congress for 17 years and not doing anything for the American people is not something to brag about, Michael. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah.
When the resolution to declare war on terror hit the Congress in 2001, Ella Wintour refused to sign it, even though that the attacks on the Twin Towers was in her home state, the state that she represented.
Right. I mean,
that is nothing to brag about, Michael.
Absolutely.
She refused to sign that.
Right.
And, I don't think she has any room to talk about that. We can be working on other things right now, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I think some members of Congress are more prioritized on what people want with a simple majority rather than, something that all Americans want instead, something that we all have in common, like energy reform,
Exactly.
My push, like I said, on the ethanol tax, very bipartisan, something that we all wanted,
Right. Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's just the Democrats are just trying to take over this country. They are trying to radically change America as we know it for the worse. I mean, they are radically changing America as we know it, and it is very sad what they're doing to America. I mean, it's just absolutely sad. And I want to just, I mean, the thing is that there are Democrats. I mean, there are some Democrats that care about democracy and care about, saving America. But, I mean, majority of them don't care. Majority of them are, just basic Democrats or whatever, And I think that we need patriots that are willing to stand up. Patriots that are willing to stand up. And that's why, after what happened yesterday and how this community is trying to, America is trying to attack me and Xavier specifically, and this network for us trying to stand up for what we believe in, I think that people that watch this network and people that care about this should go down to Capitol Hill and march with us sometime this week, and we need to show politicians what we stand for, because we have the right to assembly. And in a lot of countries they don't have that right, but we have the right to peacefully assemble outside of a government building without having any chaos or whatever. Democrats may try to stop it, but we're not going to stop it when we're out on our feet, marching on Capitol Hill, telling these politicians and showing them what we want done. Because, I mean, the bottom line is these Democrats can't get enough of Fox News. They love Fox News. They can't get enough of it. They can't keep our names out of their mouth. Okay, they want to blacklist us. They want to ban us. They want to get rid of us. They want to take us off of congressional TV, but they're not going to do it because we are America's most watched network. They're not going to do it because we are spitting facts to you, the American people, every night. Okay, so, I mean, it's really something. And as we continue on with our next segment, I mean, your final thoughts on this, Chandler?
Well, Michael, I completely support your right to protest. As a former president speaking, I remember when you broadcasting what we wanted to do with the Affordable Insulin Act in 2001. I remember when you did that. We go way back in time.
Way back in time, yeah.
Right. But all I have to say is, Michael, keep it legal. I'll stand one step behind you. I'll always will, Michael. We are friends. I respect you a lot. Just like I said, keep it legal. Get your message through. You know,
you just gotta keep it legal, and that's something the Democrats need to take a very, very strong look at, is keeping it legal. That's something that Americans need to really look at as well. But thank you, Chandler, for joining me. We appreciate you coming on the show.
No problem, man.
This evening, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks. Now, I want to just talk about issues that are arising in this country right now. I can't understand a president that is literally putting gay rights over the government, and really they want to allow these people to serve in our military as troops. I mean, and it's been proven that trans, whatever it is, alphabet soup, you get what I'm saying, they are not as strong as real people. They're on hormones, they're dosed up. They're not critically thinking because they have hormones in them. They got blood pumping through them, but they don't know how to critically think to be in the military. We need sharp shooters. We need people that can think well, that can think fast in our military. These people should not be in the military. And how we have a Pentagon that stands by openly gay troops serving in our military is absolutely insane this evening. And I think that is just terrible that's we're even having this conversation in America. I think that is just terrible. They should not be allowed to serve in the military. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm going to see if Alex Taylor has fixed his mic. I don't think so, but he still has his hand raised. So I'll just see if... let me get him on. Okay, Alex, can you hear me? Okay, I think he's still having mic problems. All right, we'll throw him back in. All right. Anyways, so, like I said, all right, I know because he was having some sort of kind of mic problems. I think he needs some help. I think he said he needs some help turning his mic on. But, so, I mean, the thing is that this is what's going on in America. This is what's going on in America, is that if you have a difference in opinion from the Democratic Party, then you're canceled. If you have a difference in opinion, then America does not like you, or you're canceled, So, I mean, and it's extremely ridiculous what they're doing in America, and it's just extremely insane. So coming up out of this very short commercial break, we're going to be talking more about the repercussions on the economy, people losing their jobs, and the newest things coming into Congress and more. Stay tuned to Smith on Fox. We'll be right back. undependable. Undependable much. Let's see if I can get somebody new. She's not on, is she? No, she's not. I don't know. Do I need to? No, I don't have nobody come on the show. It's been so late. I don't have nobody playing. That's the problem. I just don't have nobody playing. She can continue on here. I'll make the show interesting. Can come on my show if you raise your hand. All right, and welcome back to Smith this evening. We do appreciate your viewership this evening. After a very short commercial break, we are back and we are live. All right, so like I said, let's continue and talk about what's going on in America right now. And again, you are welcome to raise your hand and come on the show and see if you have any questions or anything that you guys would like to ask us. You can raise your hand or whatever while we're talking or whatever you like to do. But again, this is our first episode of Smith really here on Fox in our brand new studio here, Studio J here at Fox News Avenue of the Americas. This is our first episode here in the studio. I look forward to having more episodes here in studio rather than being here on stage. But I do like stage because I can interact with you guys, and I think it makes the show more interesting as well. So we have a couple of hands raised. Let me first get to Ella Wintour. She had some very interesting liberal ideologies points on the Crosby Show. So let's have Ella Wintour on with us again this evening. So Ella, how are you? Long time no see, really.
Yeah, long time no see, Michael. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really, really highly blessed, really. But thanks so much for coming on. So I want to talk to you about some different things. One, I want to talk about what change have you brought into the state of New York in your 11 years of being in Congress?
Well, thank you. It's actually been 17 years because I was in the House for 6 years.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Michael. Back in as a freshman senator, I made this bill called the Public Housing Reform Act, where I reformed America's entire public housing system. I made it easier for Americans to receive public housing. I improved the living conditions within public housing facilities, especially
that's
in
good,
the
that's
United.
great. But I want to talk to you about something else here, and this is something that's real big. Is that you refused to sign the Declaration of War on Terror, after following 9/11. So, I mean, that's a very big thing as well. I mean, and it happened in your state, in the heart of New York. 3,000 people died, and you refused to sign it. Why is that?
Well, if I may, Michael, I refused to sign it because I believe there was not enough time and investigation. There were not enough committees. There were not enough thorough. You asked me a question. I'm going to finish talking.
Okay, but
let's establish that. I answer the question, and then you can talk. All right.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. There was not enough investigation to declare war. I was not entirely opposed to fixing the issue and getting those who are responsible.
Okay.
But at the time in the Defense Authorization Act, I cannot co-sponsor that. I cannot proudly put my name next to that. And look where we are now, 11 years later, still in Afghanistan, still fighting for the oil tycoons and the lobbies. Let me tell you something about the military-industrial complex.
3,000 people dying in your own home state by two radical Islamic terrorists was not enough to declare war and fight the people and kill them? Was that not enough?
No. Did you know that 11 of the people a part of 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia?
Well,
not from Afghanistan, not from Pakistan. They were from Saudi Arabia.
And did you know?
Did you know? Let me finish talking. Did you know that America sells
automatic?
Did you know that Saudi Arabia is the America's largest weapons buyer? Saudi Arabia loves to buy weapons from the United States,
and they use it. Basically, what you're saying is that this whole war effort would have been a money game. I mean, what else is war? I mean, you're there making money. You're there stealing money. I mean, got it. We understand that. But the fact that you did not,
that's not good. This whole war is justification for the lives that were stolen from us,
you
and
sure
we
didn't
got
sound
that.
like that when you didn't sign. Why? So you, okay? So you're saying that you did not sign it because you thought that big business would make more
Co-sponsor.
money?
I did not sign anything. I co-sponsored it. First of all, I did not co-sponsor it because there was not enough research in committees that proved
There was
that
plenty
this
of
was the
research done.
No, there was not. Were
There
you
was.
in Congress at the time, Michael? Were you in Congress at the time?
No, I was not.
Were
But
you,
I
did
was,
you have
but I
access?
was absolutely
Did you have
watching
access
what you
to
all were doing in
intelligence
2001.
briefings?
Absolutely, right here on Fox.
Did you have Did you have access to intelligence briefings?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't.
I'm not a
I did.
politician. I'm not here to figure this stuff out, and that's what you guys
Then
get
let
in the hubbub
then
about.
then listen. Then listen. Let me explain my side, and let me explain.
Oh shoot! All right, I think she left. Oh, okay. I think she hit General on accident. Let me just bring her back in here. Okay, she'll just be brought back in here. Okay, go ahead and continue. Sorry about that.
I got rebutted. Let me explain to you. You listen, I explain. You ask questions, I answer. You don't try to challenge me, all right? Because
Okay,
I
well,
know.
what you're saying is very extremely challenging. But continue. Go ahead.
All right. I had access to those intelligence briefings, to that classified intel, and I tell you, there was not enough grounds, and there are many people within the Progressive Caucus who feel the same way. There is not enough grounds for President Foxworth, who resigned
it was
not a few weeks later.
It's plenty of ground. A friend of mine, I think that.
Well, we can agree to disagree.
I think that he did what I think he had to do following that traumatic attack. I mean, I think that we should have absolutely went to war to find the scumbags that did this.
And look where that it leaves us now. Almost $200 million an hour is spent in Afghanistan. Did you know that?
I mean,
we
really,
are spending so much money.
Somebody didn't really think about this. I mean, bottom line is Chandler Foxworth does not resign. I don't know what are you talking about? Chandler Foxworth did not resign. He did not resign as president.
What world are you living in? Chandler Foxworth
I'm
resigned.
living on planet Earth. You must be living in Venus. He did not resign as president. I mean, I don't know. He did not resign, but continue.
Were you not in AP?
I was, but I don't. Discontinue. It doesn't matter. Continue.
He definitely resigned. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on to a different subject. The war, we can agree to disagree with that. I have stated my policy time and time again on the Senate floor and on Fox News. It is a costly endeavor that America must end. Period.
So would you consider yourself a anti-war person?
I am anti-war. Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so you were just saying that you improve public housing and you are continuing to. Well, let me ask you this. So are you a supporter of public housing, making sure people of color and whoop-de-whoop have public housing and etc.?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I want to explain something to you from my opinion of being in the black community. I feel the government is really continuing the cycle of poverty, lack of work ethic in the black community because of you increasing the poverty line, the cycles. You continuing to give handouts. You continuing to give WIC, food stamps, project housing. All of it really is just continuing the bad work ethic habits in the black community, continuing the poverty cycles in the black community. I mean, do you all understand that? I mean, that's why I've never been a proponent of it because it continues poverty cycles in our communities, and
I agree with you
Democrats do not really seem to be really pro trying to really trying to get us out of this situation. I haven't heard a Democrat talk about getting us out of public housing because a lot of people in your party really talk like black people have to be in public housing. Black people have to be in here. Black people have to be there.
Right.
When it is a choice. You're not born broke. You're not born poor. You can rise up. You can be against your circumstances. Look at Warren Buffett. Look at all the world's millionaires and billionaires, and you can see they had a story to tell. Okay, so
Well, there are a good amount of Americans who have inherited great sum amounts. I
got it. We
believe the
understand
number is
that,
close
but I
to
mean,
30% of all of the top 0.1%. Over 30% of those select few people inherited a lot of their wealth. So your statement isn't exactly entirely true. And I agree with you completely that there is a cycle that that I even agree with you that Democrats have long had a bad reputation of doing nothing to actually implement change when we are supposed to be the party to help people, which is why in my public housing bill, in order to continuously be available to have public housing every year, you would have to prove to the Department of Housing and Urban Development that how your life has improved because of it. Um, I will give you the bill so you can read. And I worked on it with the vice president at the time, and I got it passed in a Republican controlled Congress. And even the Republican president signed it into law at the time. This was a very bipartisan bill to make sure that people were using public housing as a stepping stone, because housing is the number one cause of poverty. If you are directly living in poverty if you do not have a roof over your head, period.
I mean,
And
bottom line
so
is these
I
people
wanted
are
to give
burdens on the
people.
U.S. economy. They drain the economy. That you
It
are
did not drain
increasing
the
taxes on
economy.
people that make good money, the upper middle
I
class,
did not
the
I
upper
did not
class.
increase the taxes. May
No,
I
you're
remind you
lying.
that we inherit.
The Obama Biden administration is increasing taxes on people that are in the upper middle
Right,
class,
but we're
the
we're
upper
talking.
class, and people that are making well into the six
We're
figures. You all are doing that. There is no doubt about it. It's
okay,
shown
but we're
several
we're
times.
talking about we're talking about what happened in 2001 during my bill. All
Well,
right,
we're talking
we
about public
inherit.
tax cuts, tax raises in
And I
general
passed that bill in
because of
2001.
this
And I
system
passed
that
that
you all
bill in
have.
2001, not in 2004, 2008. All right. I'm talking about 2001 when I got it passed. So I'm talking about the economy then. We inherited a budget surplus from the previous fiscal year. And a part of that money was chosen to be spent on my public housing program and
Well, bottom
initiative.
line is, I'm
All
not a
right.
fan of public
No
housing. It's
taxes.
all a bunch of crap because it's just a big tax burden on Americans. It's just a big bunch of crap. I mean, that shouldn't be a major thing that's being fought for either. Okay, that shouldn't
You
be a
know,
big
you
thing.
should speak to the thousands of New Yorkers and people living in
Okay,
urban
we're not
cities.
gonna play the what if game that y'all like to play. Well, look into the eyes of the thousands of New Yorkers. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't really care. What can you do to better lives? These people, listen. You are talking about people that, I mean, most people in these housing situations are not bettering their lives. Their lives are not being better. They're feeding off you and your government assistance. Is that wrong?
That's actually not true.
That
Statistically
is
proven,
true.
those under
Absolutely
government,
true.
it is not true, actually. You should do your research on this before speaking ignorantly,
No,
Michael.
we're not
Now,
speaking ignorant. We're speaking facts.
well, I don't know where you got those facts from, but I can hypothesize in 4 years in 2016 there will be a candidate y'all pick, and y'all will just follow them blindly at this rate. Y'all
No,
will
no,
even do
because we
whatever
we
it
follow
takes to
facts.
win an election.
We follow the truth
I
and
had to
what's going on in
predict that your
America
party would
because
even
you
storm
all
the
clearly
Capitol
don't
if
know how to
needed
write
be.
bills. You clearly don't know what's going on in America. You are just
I trust me,
crazy.
I know what's going on a lot more than you do, Michael.
And
I've been in
how's that?
Congress for
No, you do
17
not.
years.
No, you do
I've
not. You
been in
go
Congress.
around talking about how many years you've been in Congress, and you use that
I'm
as
Senate
how you're
Democratic
supposed to
leader.
act or
I am
how
the
you
I am the
are.
Senate
I don't
minority
care how
leader.
many
Trust me.
years you've been in
I
Congress.
I know I know what's going on. I'm the Senate minority leader. I know what's going on in the United States. Thank you very much,
You're
Michael.
supposed to. You're in Congress. You're a politician.
Okay, but then you come
You're a
at me and say
politician.
you know nothing, and then oh, you know everything. You're supposed to know everything because you're a politician. Your arguments do not stand. You are a man of logical fallacies. I doubt you even know what that is because you've never taken a college English class. But
Where did you get your political science degree? Rutgers? I mean, where did you get it? I mean,
I got it from
DeVry?
Columbia University.
I mean,
Columbia
DeVry? I mean,
University.
where did you get it from? Some online crap school? I mean, yeah. I mean, really. I mean, where did you get your
What
law
you're
degree
not
from?
gonna do,
Seriously.
what
I
you're
mean,
not
you
gonna do
are
is slander
idiotic.
American. What you're
Idiotic.
not gonna do is slander American colleges that the majority of
Yeah,
Fox
because you
News
try to slander
viewers.
my colleague Xavier Crosby for where he got his journalism degree. Where did you get your law degree? Where did you get your political science degree?
Columbia
Because it
University.
sounds like you don't have one, just the first. Okay, where did you get your degree, DeVry? Where did you go? Southern
I
New
did
Hampshire
not.
University. Where did you go?
No.
Really?
I said Columbia University.
Okay, all right, fine, but you don't sound like it. You sound like you just came straight out of DeVry. Okay, because seriously, I mean, you
Excuse
all
me?
are just stupid. I mean, seriously, did you buy it off eBay? I mean, what did you do? 'Cause you're an
Excuse
idiot.
me? You should tell your corporatist sponsors that the misinformation you are spreading on your platform is dangerous and it's
No, it's not.
toxic
Wait, you
because
gotta
you
get back to
have
your game. Oh, the media, the Fox News is a danger for democracy. See, that's the lie that you all push. That's the lie that you want Americans to believe. All that you are doing is a distraction to the real problem that's going on in America. You want the media to be occupied with whatever you want them to talk about. You don't want see. This is the problem in America. Democrats want to hold conservative media outlets to a different standard than they do CBS, NBC, and the rest of the liberal media networks. That is true.
Michael, may I
That is
ask you a
true.
few
They call
questions?
you out. They call us out. What?
Michael, may I ask you a few questions?
Okay.
Do you believe that America should lower spending?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that that there are unnecessary government programs receiving way too much government funding?
Some, but it depends on what programs you're talking about.
Sure. Okay, I'm just speaking in general here. Do you believe that the American people should be represented more than the American corporation and big Forbes
Corporations are not
500?
representing more than the American people. American people have a voice, and you
Well, do
are
you believe
standing
the
up for
common
people. I
law
mean, listen,
citizen and
look at your donors. You have corporations that are standing with
no,
you
I do
because
not.
you are
I
the
am
wokest,
anti-PAC.
liberalist
I am
company
anti-PAC.
ever. No, you're
No,
not
no, no,
gonna
no,
pull
no.
that crap with me. Look at Silicon
No,
Valley.
I'm
Half
anti.
the workers are foreign, Indian, and they
Excuse me?
are liberal. Your Joe Biden said in
Excuse me.
2008 or 9, sometime, he said that you cannot walk into a 7-Eleven without a slight Indian accent. And that's not a
Well,
problem with you people. I mean, is
I
that a
know
problem?
nothing
Is
about
that a
that.
problem?
Well, I have not seen that clip before, so I
Okay,
will
we
have
didn't
to
play
have
it
that.
because he said that you cannot walk in a 7-Eleven without a slight Indian accent.
Well, I would like to see that clip of our Joe Biden saying that. But I will tell you, Michael, I am anti-PAC. I have been since my first congressional campaign in 1994. I have taken not a dime in corporate money. So thank you
We'll
very
see
much,
about that.
Michael. Because my paycheck, unlike yours, doesn't come from big oil and big military
Mine doesn't come from
industrial.
big oil either. Okay, it does not come from big oil. You don't know where my
The-
you don't know where my paycheck comes
And
from.
where does it come from? General Motors?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You might cut out.
Does it come from General Motors?
No,
Does
it
it come
doesn't.
from big fossil fuel?
It doesn't come from any of it. You don't know what's going on in my paycheck. We have proud corporate
Well, I can
sponsors that
only
sponsor the
imagine
Fox News
because you sure do love those men very much. So
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's my job, but no.
look, we both have an agreement that we need to cut unnecessary federal spending,
Yeah.
and that it includes. And I have worked with Republicans on the
Okay.
other side of the aisle
All right.
on this, on reducing the spending in Afghanistan and reducing the American subsidies
Mhm.
to companies that have betrayed our trust and gave us faulty equipment, such as Lockheed Martin and Boeing.
Untrue.
We are going
You're
to
not gonna
reduce
defund
federal.
Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin is an American company that has done
That-
great things for America.
That
Okay,
that
I have a long
receives
life family. I
billions.
have family that's worked at Lockheed Martin a long time. We're not gonna
That
get rid of
receives
Lockheed Martin.
that receives billions of federal dollar subsidies.
Yeah,
and,
because
and
they are a defense contractor that builds great things.
And
for the
we
American
need
government.
to
You
have
don't want
our
to defund
own-
defense contractors when that is the worst thing that you could do.
we need to produce our own technology, because let me tell you what these corporations and companies are doing. They're producing faulty equipment and selling it to our country, so we just keep giving them more money, and we keep buying the same old weapons that really are not game-changing weapons. We need efficient military ammunition and planes and ships that will work and not break down and have to constantly get repairs like the ones we receive from Boeing and Lockheed Martin. Now, I have worked with Republicans across the aisle on this, and this is something that we can do this Congress and save billions. I'm talking billions of federal dollars. And when we save money, guess who also saves money? The American people, because that is additional tax cuts. And I am all for it. Let me tell you, Michael, I am all for tax cuts for the lower class and middle class.
Well, listen, you're not for people that are in my tax bracket, so I don't care.
Excuse me, what tax bracket are you in?
I'm in the upper middle class. Really,
as am I.
Upper middle class.
Well, actually, I'm not anymore because of my husband's will. So.
Yeah. I bet he is so glad to be in heaven and away from you.
You piece of shit.
Yeah, you are a whore. You are a terrible person.
Excuse me.
You are terrible. But I'm sure you have great political aspirations. And who did you have to get off to get your job? Who did you have to get off?
Excuse me.
Who did you have to get off to get that job?
Michael, who did you have to suck off? Because you are so untalented and you can ask questions for shit.
Who did you have to get off to get that job? Seriously. That is not... that is just... No. Who did you have to do? Because that's just idiotic. Very stupid. But... Hey, that's again. But, yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Ella. All right, let's go ahead and have some more people on. Again, like I said, we're going to continue to call out the liberal loonies in America. All right, let's see who else is going to be on. Let's have Marcus H. on. All right, Marcus, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
How you doing, Smith?
I'm doing great. Marcus, how's it going?
Doing great, about you.
Well, great. So, I want to talk to you, and we can just continue our conversation here on the LGBTQ marriage crisis. Incompetent politicians like Ella Wintour, okay? And we'll have her back on. I think she needs to come back on. So, we'll just have everyone back on. We'll just have her back on, okay? I guess she disconnected, but... Sorry, I think it's a he. Sorry, he disconnected. So.
Excuse me.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyways, continue, Michael.
Yeah, I think it's a he, right? You're a male, right? You're a male.
We're not gonna do this.
Yeah, you're a male. Okay, male. Anyway, let's continue. You're a male. Say it right. You're a male. You got those. I'm sorry, I forgot. You're doing that kind of thing. Anyway, let's continue on with the show. So, Marcus, what are your thoughts on the LGBTQ marriage crisis being before the American economy and the American taxpayer? And is Obama creating a plan to bail out the economy and to get the economy back on track?
Well, saying that the Attorney General is not part of the Treasury and have no access to such.
Yes, just your general opinion on it. And then we'll get to more law things after that.
I believe, of course, the American people, and as well as the White House, would love for the economy to get back on track. And I feel that the president, once he steps back into office from the congressional recess, then we will get back on track with that. But as far as your other question, instead of moving to the fact of calling out an entire percentage of the population, saying that they're useless or shouldn't have rights themselves, I believe we should be open-minded to the fact that maybe some people have difference of opinions. Maybe they would want to be with someone that makes them happy. So you have to look at other sides of America. America is a big mixing pot of a bunch of cultures. We have whites, black, Jewish, Haitians. Everyone comes from every part of the world. So we have to look at that everyone doesn't have the same culture as those born in America. So that's one thing, first off. So I am open-minded to the fact that Congress and news agencies are considering to feel what Americans want.
Okay. So let's talk about the Supreme Court action in this whole LGBTQ things. I mean, you're a former attorney general. I mean, this is where.
No, I'm the current attorney
I'm
general.
sorry.
He's
you
the
got-
current attorney general.
Yeah, current attorney general. You're right. So I think this is where you'll be best expertise on this. So what is the I guess the Supreme Court doing? I guess in prepare of a possible trial with this whole LGBTQ thing. I mean, really, honestly, I'm just gonna drop that for a second. What's going on in the Supreme Court right now?
Well, I'm not a representative for the Supreme Court, but as far as the Justice Department, we are looking into possible policies to implement once Congress, if Congress decides to legalize it, and with the in case it goes to the Supreme Court, we have the Solicitor General on standby to argue for whether it be legalization of it or to make it illegal, not allowed within the states. So we're just pretty much trying to figure out what Congress and what the courts will be doing. But as I stated, I'm not a spokesperson from the courts, so I can't do that.
Yep, definitely. And this would be way more up your alley. What's going on in the DOJ?
Oh, thank you. So the Department of Justice currently is prosecuting a variety of cases at this moment. Just tonight, actually, the Department of Justice charged 2 individuals in Cleveland for assaulting practitioners of the Amish religion. So we're pretty much proactive within the communities and the communities that we serve. Currently on lookout for the Deputy Attorney General, and as well as the National Security Council is helping me vet potential directors for the FBI, so we can start getting more cases rolled out. Right. But as I stated, we're just pretty much making new policies that will better Department of Justice, as well as.
If I may, but before I have to leave, Mike Smith, I want to appreciate you for letting me come on the show and letting me describe some of my point of views. But I would love for you to please apologize to me and the people of New York for calling their senator a whore and saying and asking who I had to suck off to get my job.
I said who did you have to get off, but I mean I imply. So I think what I said was true, but I apologize for letting my opinions get the best of me in that moment. But I'm not gonna say what I said was the wrong thing to say at the wrong time. So I do apologize.
Excuse me.
Thank you for joining us, Ella. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Yeah.
Also, bring Tulsi Gabbard on.
Yeah, we'll have her on.
She's a rising star, and
we appreciate it. Thanks. All right, well, we'll have her on very shortly as well. But I think exactly what I said was absolutely true. We'll continue on. Let me bring in Tulsi Gabbard. Give me 1 second, Marcus, here. All right, Tulsi should come on in. Now, Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii, a state I've never been to, and a state that I haven't been to. I hope to go have a timeshare in Hawaii. All right, Tulsi, how are you?
I am great. How are you, Michael?
I'm fine. Great to see y'all. So let's talk about, and this is just something that, let Marcus continue what he was saying, and I'll get to you. Marcus, you're talking about the case that you all are prosecuting the DOJ?
Well, yeah. So, like I said, it's just a variety of cases. There was just one example. And I know it hasn't been as reported on, but the DOJ was continuing a decades-long case against Senator Matthew Taylor,
right,
which the DOJ, which myself actually was the head prosecutor for it. I wanted to see it out, but because looking to the charges that was pressed on him, a lot of the charges are expiring. As everyone knows,
right,
that charges do have a due date, the statute of limitations. In a lot of those cases, a lot of those charges, were expiring. Their due date was ending. So we pretty much motioned for dismissal for the entire case as a whole, and pretty much got stuck within the courts for about a week before it was actually dismissed by the judge of, I believe it's the District of Columbia, Judge Joan Rothschild. So as I said, we're just pretty much being proactive in the community, seeing what the people want, going where the wind flows to ensure that the American people get the justice they deserve, and that this DOJ is hopefully great and productive as the previous one.
All right, definitely. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard has to go, but she'll be back on the. Okay, all right. Thank you, Tulsi. Appreciate what you had to say for your short time. There's nothing. All right, great friend of mine that is going to be coming on, Emmanuel Lennox. Really a great guy, a part of the Lennox family, my favorite. Appreciate you coming on, Marcus, as well. All right, Emmanuel, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you.
I'm very, very glad to have you on today because I want to talk to you about this, especially the things that's going on in the LGBTQ community and whoopty whoop and everything that's been going on. And I saw on Twitter, and I retweeted what you had said. I mean, you're absolutely right what you said on Twitter, but I'll just let everyone know what had happened yesterday on Twitter. But maybe you can just recap it for the people. So what happened with you really on Twitter yesterday? I mean, and it was after the whole gay marriage thing about this, how many people support and whoop de whoop. So what happened yesterday?
Well, I had tweeted about how senators, in our capacity, we are supposed to represent the vote of the people. And as senators, we are supposed to recognize what the American people want. A majority of Americans do not support the federalization of gay marriage. So how and why are we going to force that upon our society in the United States if a majority don't want it? A representative from California, I believe, had a rebuttal and said that his constituents wanted it, and he was only going to vote for what his district wanted, and he was only going to do what his district supported. Which then I had to rebuttal as well, because as a representative, you're not only supposed to represent your district, but you're supposed to represent the United States. I think that people in the United States House of Representatives forget that their legislation not only affects the people in their district, but it affects people around this country and around the world using the legislation.
Right. Definitely agree with what you're saying there.
I've already said, and I made a press release on my website, that I will be voting against the federalization of homosexual marriage because a majority of my constituents do not support it. Yeah. Now, personally, I do support it. I think that the federal government has no business regulating what marriage is. I just think that marriage is something that is unconditional. I believe that marriage is something that is unbreakable. And if you truly like somebody, if you truly love that person, and you're committed to that person, then you have the right to marry them. But as a senator, within my title, capacity, and with my single vote, I will be voting no on the federalization of homosexual marriage.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing for you to do. So let's talk about this. People have been attacking you, me, everyone on Twitter about really, about really just about standing up for our beliefs, about not really supporting this whole gay marriage thing. So what are your thoughts about the people that have been attacking you on Twitter?
Well, majority of the people who have something to say are not in Congress, which is not a problem, I don't think. But I think if you have a problem with something I say, you might want to take that up with your representative. Call your local representative, call your senator. Make sure you express what you believe, what you think. If you think that your senator should vote A on the bill, make sure that is known. If you think it's nay, then you should vote nay. Truly, I think that if you have a problem with what I say, you can schedule a meeting with me. We can talk it out. I'm willing to hear out your side. I'm willing to have an open mind, an open heart to your opinion, because everyone is entitled to their opinion. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion on it, and I do understand that everyone has their own opinion on the thing that's going on in America and how they feel on it. So, thank you, Emmanuel, for coming on. We appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, let's have Connie Rubirosa. Haven't talked to her in a while. I think it's him, but hey, that's just my opinion. Connie Rubirosa, how are you?
Right. Trey a woman, but who cares?
Yeah. Well, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. So let's talk about, again, some more New York people that are just let's hope you're better than Ella Wintour, folks. But let's talk about it. Yeah, so, how do you feel about the gay marriage debate and the whole? I mean, the president is putting. I mean, you all in Congress are putting this before the economy. I mean, are you all planning to put the economy back on track? I mean, is this just the main concern in Congress? I mean, what is going on?
I don't see why we can't tackle both.
You're putting it before the economy.
Again, I don't see why we can't tackle both issues at the same time, Michael. I mean,
Okay.
we have many issues that go before the Senate. Just because something might seem that is getting more support or more attention doesn't mean that we're completely ignoring another thing. I mean, this is what the Senate does all the time. We vote on hundreds of pieces of legislation each and every year. Now, I don't know who made gay marriage the main focal point, but I don't have a problem with it. In fact, I support it. And I just want to say to those who disagree with it, I just want to hear an argument that isn't theological in nature. You know what I mean? Because most of the arguments about gay marriage, from what I see, are, come from a theocratic standpoint, religion. And as much as I am a Roman Catholic,
Yeah.
born and raised, and I do believe that, I don't necessarily agree with gay marriage, but I will say that, the United States was not founded to be a theocratic nation.
Right.
The United States was
Yeah.
founded by the founding fathers, who, a majority of whom were either deists or believed that government and church should not intertwine.
Yeah.
Now, I understand, again, why people might have an issue with that. The majority of Americans may not support it, but, Michael, there was a time where a majority of Americans supported slavery. There was a time where the majority of Americans supported segregation, Jim Crow laws. Are we going to, not pursue something that is clearly and objectively correct just because the majority of Americans might see it that way, might not see it that way? Are we going to just ignore, what people want? Are we going to ignore equal rights? I mean, I understand why people have a problem with it. And, just to harken back to the theocratic standpoint, there was a time, again, when it comes to slavery and race, where the Bible was invoked, where Black people were seen as the spawn of Cain. And obviously that is categorically incorrect and racist. But again, the Bible is open to interpretation. And, does it really say being gay is wrong? I mean, yeah, Leviticus, yada yada, what have you. We get it. Leviticus 18:22, right? But again, the United States is not a theocratic nation. Just because the majority of citizens might be Christian does not mean that we run our government based on religion. That's why there's no religion in our laws. That's why there's no religion really in how we operate government. There's a separation of church and state. And this points back to other laws. That's why we don't have stonings.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't have religious tribunals in a federal government. That is why certain things exist and certain things don't. And I think people are failing to understand that.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with what you're saying on that. I mean, yeah, that does sound that does sound right. So, your colleague of New York, I should say, Mr. I'm sorry, Ella Wintour, sorry, talked about public housing and making that better. And as I told her, as I told Ella, that it continues the cycle of poverty in Black and colored communities. I mean, it continues to spawn low work ethic. I mean, it teaches people to feed off the government, and that is socialist principles, right? I mean, money, food stamps, housing. I mean, all this is just dependent on the government. Isn't that socialist ideology?
mean, in a way, sure, but what's
Right.
also socialist ideology is fire department, policing, public utilities, power. I mean, that is stuff that the government
Uh-huh.
pays for or is run by the state that the people benefit off of. So if we're talking
Right.
about socialism and not socialism, we have to take a good long look at the history of our country. We have historically had some socialist tendencies. Now, I'm not an advocate for all-out socialism like what you see in the Soviet Union or
Right.
whatever, and I think everyone is against that, right?
Yeah.
But when when there comes a time where people need assistance, I think that should take precedence over fears of socialism.
I mean,
America
what
is
you are
not
doing is socialist principle. They are socialist problems. I mean, you see what Stalin did? He gave what he needed to his people. He had housing. He had this. He had that. I mean, this is basic socialist policies.
Yeah, but Stalin also starved millions of his own citizens. Did we do that? Of course not.
Senator
Are we
Connie,
advocating for that? Of
Okay.
course not.
Well, I think Xavier wants to come on. I'll have him in. He just came in out of unexpected. I didn't see that. Come on in, Xavier. Hope you're doing well. I apologize about what happened earlier today. I just was trying to make sure we were on schedule.
oh, you're fine, sir. You're
So let's talk about this. This is really a conversation. But you were going to say something. Continue.
Connie,
Sorry?
Yeah.
Connie, I like you as a person. You are
Yeah,
a
she's
nice
like a nice
person.
person.
But I cannot sit here and ignore what you Democrats do. Quit comparing gay rights to civil rights. You
Yeah,
can
they love
change
to
your
do it. You're right. I
sexuality.
mean, they
You
compare
cannot change your skin color.
their struggles to ours. Like I said, I told
Stop.
this to President
Stop the
Obama last
nonsense.
night. I cannot. Me and Xavier can't wake up one day and say I want to be white. These alphabet soup people can wake up one day and say I don't want to live this lifestyle anymore. I can turn a certain way. They can wake up one morning and say, I don't want to do it. These soup losers need to get up and they need to stop pouting and they need to do what they have to do in certain circumstances because they can change their identity. They can change who they are. We cannot change being black.
Just to piggyback off of that comment a little bit, I want to explore that a little further, if you don't mind. Now, you say being gay is a choice, correct?
It is.
Just so I'm not mistaken,
It,
right?
it is.
It is a choice.
Now, hold on. Now, you believe that being homosexual is a choice. Now, maybe not. We'll find out soon enough. But I do want to ask you this. When in your life did you wake up and decide to be straight? Or were you always born that way?
You're not
You know,
going to hit me
just
with this
like-
argument. No. This is the Democrats' favorite game. You're not going to hit me with this game. God does not make people gay. It is a choice that you are exposed to,
Yep.
that it is planted in you by people around you, by people that you see, and think that you have.
Hey, do you have any evidence for that?
Absolutely. You can
just-
pull up
just like
every
I-
study made by every prestigious university in this country, and you see it. You're not
Well, I would
born
love to
with
see
it.
some of those
It is a
studies. Do you have some
mental
of those studies? Because I have a
It is
study.
a mental disease, and it needs
No,
to be
it's
stopped.
not anymore. Well, it's because the APA finally woke up and decided that, they were wrong. There's a thing called nuance, Michael. This is
Yeah,
a thing
they were
that
never
we
wrong.
Republicans don't understand, that there's nuance in things. People might understand later on that they were wrong. The APA has long acknowledged that being gay is no longer a mental disorder. Now, you can think about, I don't care what you think about it. If you think if it's a mental disease, go ahead.
It is.
I'm going to live in the real world where I listen to experts, and I'm not going to listen to some jack off on cable news talk about,
Listen, if you think I'm a jack
what
off
the
of
hell,
cable news, then you need to walk out the door.
yeah,
Continue.
you are a jack off. Yeah,
No,
but
no,
anyway,
and
let's go.
You are a loser that is representing New York in the Senate. New York.
Well,
is,
honey,
look,
I'm a
feel
loser.
so bad for the people in New York to have people like you and an Ella Wintour representing them in the Senate. I really
All
do.
right.
I
Okay.
feel
Yeah,
so
yeah,
bad for the people in New York. I really do.
Yeah, blow it out your ass.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah,
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what you love.
All
doing,
right.
right?
Why
Blowing
don't you
things
go?
out your
Yeah.
ass.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Look. If you don't believe in gay marriage, then why are you sucking Xavier off right now?
No,
I mean, you guys are
no,
piggybacking
listen,
off
no,
of
you're
each
not
other.
gonna do that.
Connie, don't do that. Connie,
You are-
don't
you are
do that.
just- you're
Don't do
just
that
please.
because you're
Oh,
mad.
please.
Connie, you're mad.
Please
Connie,
get
you're
out of
mad.
here.
Well,
Get
I'm
the
not,
hell
I don't
out
think
of
I'm
here.
mad. I'm just kind of
You
basking
are
in the
just an
stupidity a little
idiot
bit.
from New York that think that they can
No,
represent the people
whatever.
of New York very well.
You know,
You
let
all
me
have
let
done
me say
nothing for the
this.
people of New
Oh
York.
You
God.
You
don't
all
think
have done
being gay
jack.
is a
You
choice?
all haven't done
I
anything for the people
choose.
of New York. You
Oh
all
my
have done
God.
nothing.
Oh
You
my
choose
God.
what you like. That's anything. You choose what you like. I
No, I
choose not
mean
to
you
like
haven't
fat
done
women.
anything.
Gay
You
people
haven't
choose.
Right,
signed.
right.
You haven't made serious change for the people of New York ever. You are just terrible. Ella is just terrible. Whatever I said to her was exactly right. And what I just said to you is absolutely right. You all have done nothing. You all have just been sitting around doing nothing, praying for this gay rights crap. You all have got to stop it. You all are just out of control. You are just crazy.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You are
You know,
crazy.
what is
Mhm.
New York doing? What are you putting in their water? What are
Exactly.
you
I mean,
doing
New
to these
York's
people?
water. Look at water. What are you doing? You're not advocating for the water to change. What are you doing? I mean, you all Democrats, they don't do
God.
nothing. All you do is
This is
advocate on
great.
hot button issues. All you do, all this stuff happens. It just you are just the lowest brain cell individuals ever.
And you're mad because we don't want to live in your fantasy world. We
Exactly.
don't want to play dress
We're
up.
mad
We
that
don't
we
want to
don't
be
want
like you and
we
Ellen
don't
Gray
want to
dress.
cross dress with the rest of
That's
the
not our
Democrats. We
goal.
don't want to cross dress with you and your cause. We don't want to cross
Right.
dress with you.
Right.
Right.
Wait,
And
what do you
then
mean
I
by
hear
that?
Ella wants to join and piggyback with you, Connie, to try to defend your state and your terrible leadership that you have in your state. I feel incredibly bad for the people of your state that have to go
Right.
home.
Terrible leadership. That's why I
You
have
are
like
you
over
have
68%
terrible leadership.
approval rating.
Name me
Would you-
one
would
thing
you
that
look
you
at
people
his-
have done
Oh
Michael,
no.
for the state
Michael,
of New
Michael, will
York.
you look at
I'm
this
doing
In
a
the
terrible
last
job.
17
I have
years,
a
you
50%.
can't
I have
name
an over
anything
50% approval
because you all
rating.
have been incompetent. You all have done
That's not true.
nothing. You all are just losers, and you all
That's not
haven't
true.
done anything at
That's
all.
not true.
Well,
Michael,
hold on, Michael.
Michael,
Hold on, Michael. Let's
Michael,
be civil about
you
this, all right?
wait. We have
Hold on,
two
Ella.
senators.
Let me just finish, please. Let me just finish. I mean, you call us losers. I mean, you're getting paid by the Republican National Committee to
You're not
get their
true. That's
talking
not true.
points.
No, I'm being
and
paid
spread
by the Fox News
propaganda.
not
Corporation
Yeah, it is.
to
Yes, it is.
spread
Cable
truth
news is
and to
propaganda.
call
It's
you
the
out.
same with
You all get
CNN.
mad at us
I
when we
Same
agree.
with
ask you
Fox
I
questions.
agree.
If
All
you get mad when
propaganda.
we ask you
I
You are a
questions, maybe you should.
propagandist.
Maybe
You
you
hate
chose the wrong
America.
job.
You
If you
are a
get mad when someone
terrorist. You
asks
hate
you
may I
America.
please
questions,
speak?
you
You
chose
hate
the wrong
America.
job.
May I
You
please speak?
you hate America. This
May
is the
may I
problem
please
with
speak?
you
No,
people,
no,
with
you Democrats,
reporters
you want to radically
on
change
Fox
America
News.
into
May I?
They hate
socialist
America. They
utopia.
are paid
That is
to
your no.
spew
You want to change the
propaganda.
socialist utopia. That is your no. Y'all just crazy.
Right, and you want to live in
Y'all
a
crazy.
fascist utopia. But honey,
Right,
look, if we
exactly.
look through history, there's
Anyways,
no such thing as a fascist
You know,
utopia.
just
exactly.
Nor is there
because we
really
don't
such a
agree with
thing
you all,
as a socialist utopia.
The
Nobody's
because we don't
Republican
agree with
Party
you
has
does not
never
mean we're
Well,
funded me
anyways,
homophobic.
I
one
think it's
Because we don't
dime.
it's
agree with
very
you does
funny.
not mean we want America to
They
fail.
have
May,
never
That's
paid
wrong.
me a
may I please
dime. I
speak?
just
You
so happen to
disagree
support
with
the
them.
Republican
That's
May I
Party.
clear. You
please
don't want
speak?
people to have,
agree with
equal rights. You want people to live in misery, and you want,
May I,
So they'll
may I
get
No, I
please
did
married.
not.
you want
I
a
have never
theocracy.
said I want people to
may
live
I
in
please
Because
You
they
speak?
want a
can't get
You're
married,
theocracy.
putting
they're
words in my
crying.
mouth.
May I?
Because they can't get
Liars.
married,
You're
they
a
don't have
liar.
rights. Because
You're
they
a
can't get
crook.
married, they can't do civil liberty things. Because they can't get married, you're making up all
Marriage
these
is a
excuses.
fundamental right.
It's
No, it's
bullshit.
Now,
not.
look, if you want to
But
have
you're
a civil
making
debate
You
about
people
it,
are the
bullshit.
stupidest people I have
no,
ever
it's
heard.
not. No, it's
Marriage
not.
is
It
not a
is.
fundamental
No.
right, and you all need
Yes,
to
it
stop
is.
with this crap. No,
All right,
it's
well, then
not.
prove
May
that it isn't.
Marriage
Prove
is
that
not
it's
a
not a
fundamental
fundamental
right,
right.
and you all need
may
to
I
go up
please?
there and
Prove
you need
that
to
it's
shut
not a
it because that's
fundamental right.
not what it is. Marriage is not
Right.
a
May
fundamental
I?
right. In this country, it is not a fundamental right. Not
May
at
I
all.
please
Okay, we'll
speak?
prove that it isn't.
Yeah.
May I please speak?
Yeah. You go ahead, Ella. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just think it's very funny here. We have two senators from New York as representatives of our state. We have two representatives of big pharma, big corporation, and big fossil fuel, Xavier Crosby and Michael Smith. Hello.
That
Hello.
was lame. If you were trying to
That
make
was
like a
lame.
joke or
You
a
are
comeback,
so
that was
lame.
fucking awful.
See, listen. No,
Y'all
we're
were
I'm
not.
not trying to
bullshit.
make
We
a
don't represent
joke.
big
That was
pharma. We don't
bad.
represent big fossil fuels. You are just pathetic. You know what?
We represent
But you
America.
We
do. But
represent.
you
We
do.
represent the
citizens.
Fox News
But you
Channel.
do.
We represent
Would you? Would,
Americans that watch
then
us
please,
every
then
day,
please.
every
I have a
night.
good
That
friend. I
watch
have a good
us
friend
to
who
get
leads the
hope and
commerce. I
inspiration
have a
for
good friend who
America.
leads the
You
Senate
want to
Commerce
tear people
Committee.
down. You tear people down. You ruin America. America.
You act like
burn
you
the
don't tear
American
people
flag in the
down.
street.
So because
God,
we
this
don't
is
agree with what you're
ridiculous.
saying, we're communists. Because we don't agree with what you're saying, we hate America.
No,
That's
No,
what's
no,
wrong
no,
with
no,
you
no.
Democrats.
I didn't say any
No
of that.
one
I
can
said your
disagree with you all.
principles with your
No one
free
can
housing,
disagree.
your free food, your free people depending on the government for everything that they have is socialist principles. Look it up. That is socialist principles at its heart. Am I wrong? Depending on the
No
government
one's saying you're
for
wrong.
what?
You can have
No,
social
I'm calling you
programs.
socialist
You have
because you
socialist
believe in
principles all
socialist
the
Do you
time,
have the
ideologies.
Michael.
definition of
Because you believe in
socialism?
socialist
Wait, Michael.
things. Because
Wait,
you believe
Michael.
in these
Michael. What
socialist
is the definition
ideologies.
of socialism?
That is why
Michael.
I'm calling you a
Michael.
socialist.
Michael. What is the definition of socialism?
Socialism is, I mean, again, socialism